Welcome. Today it's Tuesday, and that means that we have our Seagull flight. Today it's gonna be a VFR flight from Canyonlands Regional to Telluride Regional, and let's see what's in store for us on this flight. Weather-wise, the latest weather calls for no winds at our departure. We have the no winds, great visibility, and the cloud layer broken at 11,000 feet, and the nice temperature spread, which is fine. The forecast is for scattered 12,000 feet, and from 20 Zulu, which is in half an hour, we might have some wind and these layers of clouds. Current weather at Telluride, it says zero wind. I don't exactly believe that, but we'll see when we come closer, because the forecast actually calls for some gusty winds, and we'll see that on aviation weather. So either it is broken, like the wind measurement, or it really wasn't blowing at all. So the weather. I'll just do the observations, and that basically corresponds to the METARs. So cloud forecast. I could see already in the morning that we have a cloud system that's moving from northwest towards southeast, but its floor is at least 13,000 feet MSL. So it shouldn't be a factor for us. If I look forward, you can see that the forecast for the clouds is that they move further east with each passing, and now it broke the colors. Now we have colors. I estimate that we should be arriving latest at 21 Zulu or such, so if the forecast holds true, then we will have a clear skies at our destination. Let's hope for that. Let's review winds. First, surface winds. And this is what I'm talking about. Even surface winds in this area are predicted to be around 20 or 10 knots, and some possible gusts. So I don't know if the METAR equipment is like broken or what might be the case. We'll see at our place how it looks like. And the same goes for here for the surface winds. On both sides, the surface wind should be from southwest or southwest west, and in that means that we will be taking off and landing into the west. The winds at 12,000 feet, which is very close to the cruising altitude I expect to use today, calls for steady winds again from south to southwest, west to southwest, around 15 to 12 to 20 knots. If I review the turbulence at 12,000 feet, yeah, there is a possibility for some turbulence, especially here, because we have a high terrain over there. If I look at the icing, then yes, here there is a risk of icing if you get into the clouds, and because freezing level is from 5,000 to 9,000 feet, and the airport elevation is already almost at 5,000. Again, that will happen only in the visible moisture. So if the simulator acts up, just disable the icing and do not fly into the clouds. I believe that's quite all right for the weather, and let's move forward here. Departure airport, Canyonlands Regional. We landed there last time. What is worth mentioning is that the traffic pattern for runway 21 is the right one, because there is often some activity here to the south of the airport, as mentioned in airport remarks, and in that case all the traffic should be kept on the north side and west side of the airport. That will become important for our departure because we want to go southeast. In that case we need to kind of circle a little bit. Destination airport, that's a Telluride. It's a very high elevation airport again, above 9,000 feet. Here, what's really important is that the airport is on a 1,000-foot mesa. I don't know how to read that properly. And that means that there is a very high risk of strong vertical turbulence at the edge. So when you are coming in for landing, and there might be like air rising or descending there, most probably rising, especially if the wind is coming from southwest. So what can happen is actually you fly there and it's suddenly very high updraft. So be mindful of that. We'll see how the simulator handles that. I believe we will know that. What's also here is that for this runway, it's recommended to take off take a runway 27 for takeoff, so take off to the west and land runway 09er, land from the east. Here you can see why, because on this side of the airport there is this canyon, and you can basically terrain is lower than the airport, and you can maneuver there. If you look at the west side of the airport, then there is a high terrain. However, since the winds are predicted to be blowing from 230, then I strongly believe that, and the velocity should be about 9 or 10 knots. Then I would not use runway 9er for landing, because that's a very high tailwind. And if you add to this that the airport is really high, that would make for some very high ground speeds. In our smaller aircraft, it's not a problem to actually maneuver here and navigate for runway 27, and I will mention it at the approach part, how to do that, because we will kind of forego the recommended traffic pattern entry due to the terrain. Route planning itself, this is what I planned in the beginning, but since then I amended that a bit, because I want to try to see the arches, and I see that I'm probably not correctly done that, but yeah, or maybe they are there. There should be some delicate arches and then something else, so I will see if I can find anything worth seeing from the air. Nevertheless, we should keep at least 2,000 feet above terrain here at Arches National Park, as for all national parks and wilderness areas and so on. So this is my route. Then I plan to continue. Here you can see some terrain feature, so kind of a valley rising towards the mountain, vast, that I should be able to see. And I want to just take the path in between of those mountains. Then continue forward all the way to Hopkins Field, and there I selected a point. I hope I will be able to recognize this point because of the town and also this terrain feature. So I might be able to recognize kind of a shape of this from the air, combined with the time that I will use to fly this like. Then the airport, and then I will kind of head towards the airport, looking for this valley there, keeping this ridge to my left, the equidistant, distance, Here you can see the mesh or web of roads, so probably some kind of town or something, Norwood, with a distinctive, shape and pattern. So it should be fine to be able to navigate that. This reservoir here I will use as my kind of turning point as well here, so I can see that, and then all the way here. I will use altitude of 11,500 feet. Just remember, if you're flying more than 3,000 feet above ground, you should adhere to the VFR altitudes. Going east, that means odd thousands plus 500. So what I will do is 11,500. If you fly below 3000 AGL, then the altitude is really up to you. At all time, no matter what altitude you choose, it's still valid that you should always look around and see and avoid. So this is my navlog here. I will use it then to kind of monitor my progress and time and so on. It's the wrong one. What else? Yeah, we have a restricted area just to the east of our airport. It should be a no factor because we will kind of take off and then turn anyway and go another way. Just be mindful of that it's here. It's probably not active. This one is activated by NOTAM at least 2 days before the active time. I already mentioned the Arches National Park area, and then we also have the Lizard Hat Wilderness area, which is here to the south, and Mount Snaffles Wilderness, which is here to the north. We should be able to avoid, or we should avoid both of them anyway. Last remark is that we are flying at a high altitude in the simulator. That's not a problem, but continuous flight at 11,000 feet can pose some problems for some people. So I would recommend to bring an extra oxygen if that is the case. Departure. This is an untowered field, so we will adhere for for calls that we will make ourselves. I want to again stress out that since 1st of March, the pilots in the US should use CETA frequencies as published on the sectionals. For Telluride, it is still 122.8, as you can find here. This is 122.8, and the C here means that it's a common traffic advisory frequency, aka CTAF. So that case, it's the same. We should use one of the recommended departure VFR procedures, which is either straight out or at 45 degrees to the crosswind. Since runway 21 has a right traffic pattern, it either means to climb straight out, and when at least 1500 feet above ground, we could make our turn and depart the pattern, or we turn no sooner than at 700 feet AGL and then turn right 45 degrees, and again when we are 1500 above ground, then we can make whatever we want. So what I'm gonna do is I will take off, turn right, and when I'm at a sufficient altitude, I'll just circle back over the airport and start my navigation from there. Remember the calls. En route, we don't have any ATC as of now. If we had, then feel free to review this slide. Here is an example of the call that you can make to request flight following if you are interested in that.
We do have ATC.
Oh,
Denver Center logged in.
okay. Thank you for that. So there you go. If you want, you can take a flight following with Denver. If you do, then I recommend filing a flight plan because it will make them make their job easier a little bit, but you don't need to file that. I'll just review that also myself. Okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. So in that case, let me review that. So this is an example of the flight following call. Remember, you do not ask that on the ground here because we are at untowered field. So only when you are already airborne. You should report your call sign, and it's also good to start with a VFR request because as you can see, this is quite long and they might not have time right away. They can tell you either stand by or go ahead. And then you will recite your poem here. So November 123 Alpha Bravo is a type Cessna 172 slant Alpha after departure from Canyonlands Regional over the field at 7,000 feet. Request flight following to Telluride Regional. And then you will get a squawk code and so on and so on. From time to time, they can point you or point traffic to you. And in that case, it's really important. I haven't said it for a long time, so let me say it now. Nobody cares if you see that traffic on your GPS unit, on your TCAS, on your moving map, or wherever else. The only important thing is you can see the traffic visually out of the window of your aircraft. If you can't, then it's a negative contact. If you can see it out of the window, it's traffic inside. Don't say anything like traffic not inside because that might be mistaken for traffic inside over the radio. And then if you report traffic inside, you might get an instruction to keep visual separation. So you just say Wilco, or you can repeat that. And of course, do it. If you get an updated altimeter setting, you just repeat that altimeter setting accordingly. When you are coming closer to your destination, you can either cancel the flight following, or they will ask you if you have the field in sight, and then they will cancel the flight following for you, because then you need to tune to the CTAF again to make your calls before landing. Arrival, as I said, because of the terrain, let's not do any overflying, joining at 45 degrees or whatever else. Just fly from whatever direction you come and join the left downwind for runway 27 if that is the one that we will be using. If it turns out that runway 9 will be in use, but I don't think it will be, then just make a straight in if you can, or do whatever. Just report your intentions. For example, here, let's say that you are crossing the extended center line of 27, then you should report it. So where you are, so crossing the extended center line, you can even add an altitude, where you are at and that what you are doing. Again, this mesa edge here is depicted. It can be really violent. If you're coming and suddenly you are over land that is like 1,000 feet higher than a few feet before that. So be mindful of that there might be very high turbulences on the edge or in the proximity of it. Another thing that can cause high turbulence is obviously mountains themselves, because there are like high mountains there, we have a valley there. So really it could be quite a bouncy area. Good for gliders, maybe not so good for us. The theta frequency for Telluride 123.0. So this is the first time that we'll be tuning something else than 122.8. So don't forget to use that one instead of the general Unicom. And I believe that's quite it. If there are no questions, well, feel free to ask questions, obviously.
Maybe one. What's slant alpha?
Slant alpha is the equipment that you file. So, for example, if I go here, let's say that I want to file that flight plan. So I need to use the site, use this site. So let me also do that here. So call sign for me, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, flight rules VFR. And then here's the equipment. You either use ICAO or FAA. If you use FAA, it's either Alpha if you don't have a GPS, but you have a DME and you have the normal radios, or it's Golf if you have a GPS capability. That's for
It would be plan Golf if I have GPS.
yes. I do have GPS,
sorry.
but I simulate Slant Alpha, just because I want to. It makes for greater challenge, I would say. So departure, I will just fill it in. Off block, let's say 2015. Altitude 11,500, airspeed 150, arrival KTEX, alternate no, en route time. I believe I had 42 minutes. I'll just type 45. Fuel endurance, I will have 2 hours. Route details, I don't need to enter any. It's a VFR flight. Voice rules, yeah, file. Route must be entered. Okay. So direct. Direct is wrong. I'll just copy this one.
ATL OAB.
I'll just copy this
And
one.
this for the viewers.
So Thomas, can you not file the flight plan from vPilot itself, or is that
No,
not possible
no,
nowadays?
you cannot. They with the latest
Oh,
vPilot, they can remove that option.
but if I have not updated to the latest vPilot, then I can.
If you did not update it, I believe it won't connect you, right?
No,
The older one,
It does.
and it works. So yeah.
It works.
It does
Okay.
connect.
it works for me as well.
All right.
Okay, but okay.
But
And
here, if I
Thomas,
click flight plan, I'm directed here.
okay. And this, Thomas, what is the site again? I mean, I'm actually on the road right now, so I'm seeing it on my phone. What is the site where you're filing the flight plan? Is it the VATSIM?
Yeah, it's VATSIMnet pilot's flight plan.
Okay, okay, yeah, okay. So Thomas, I want to join your flight after like 2 months, but I'll get home in a little while. I'm most probably going to join in somewhere midway, but I'll join you at Telluride to land.
All
so maybe
right.
at Hopkins or yeah. So I will definitely do that as soon as I get home.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, and coincidentally, Thomas, I am also part of another flight club, and they were flying to Telluride coincidentally. So I actually, on this past Sunday, I did a flight from Hopkins to Telluride, and I landed
There you go.
successfully. So I'm going to repeat that with you. Now, I didn't face any, although I did land on the other side. I tried both sides, 27, 27, and the other one. I didn't find any of the winds, but we'll see how it is today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
And I'm hoping that now that I've
Goes on to think about physiology. So you have to say negative contact when you don't see the other traffic in sight. I'm used to saying looking for traffic. Is that correct in the US or?
Try to use negative contact looking. I would generally try to avoid the word traffic in case
Okay.
you don't see that. But of course, if you say looking for traffic, many people do that. So, and even in real life. So feel free to use that. I believe that more correct is negative contact looking. If you want to stress out that you are looking, but that's kind of given that you should be looking, even if you say negative contact. And
Okay.
if you, of course, acquire the contact, then you just come onto the frequency and you say traffic in sight.
Okay. Thanks.
If there are no other questions, I will wish you happy flying. I will be here. I will be also streaming the flight on Twitch. And feel free to ask anything during the flight, after the flight, wherever you want. If I'm currently not speaking to ATC or doing something critical, I will respond.
happy flying, Thomas. Others.
Happy flying.
Happy flying.
Happy flying.
And walk around needs to be initiated from here. So, trying if it is wobbly and if all the connections are there and properly attached. The same for aileron. Again, checking that everything is fastened. Condition of the lights. Let's check fuel today. How much we have. I would dip the stick. I can see something, but I would dip the stick and take a measurement. Here, condition of the tire. Let's sump the fuel. No water in it. It's good. Check the propeller area and the propeller itself, also from the back side. Intakes. Here, intakes as well. Condition of the tire. This is oil. So check the color and the amount. We have almost 9 quarts, which is good. Another fuel tank, second one. Also I can see the fuel in there. So let's close it. Condition of the tire is good. Pitot tube. Lights. Again, wobbly and connection points. The same with the flap and connection points. Static port should be free. Horizontal stabilizer, movement, vertical stabilizer and rudder. Review everything. Another static port. And then we have baggage. So we check that we have just this one baggage there because we have 4 people. So that's it. Let's start the aircraft. So mixture, we are using right fuel tank. Let's see if that is what I want to do, and I will just white light off. Yeah. So I want to use the right one for now, which is this one. Good. Break the throttle. Fuel pump or beacon light first. Fuel pump on, and look for the fuel pressure. We have it. Good. Outside temperature. Oh, 18 degrees. That's quite a lot. So prime. That's enough to prime it twice. I'll just crack the mixture a little bit because we are above 4,000 feet. And let's start that engine. Look around. Nobody. Clear prop. Let's go for it. Alright. Immediately observe the oil pressure. It's in the green. Amps, we have positive amperage. Very good. And I can lean the mixture a little bit more. I'll close those windows. Remove the tablet. Avionic on. Let's tune the frequencies. 1 to 2.8 is the CTAF for this airport, and then the Denver center will be 1 to 7.65. So let's tune that to 7 and 6.5, like so. So I can tune it afterwards. Squawk should be definitely VFR. And I don't need navigation radios. Here I will have a timer, so reset this one. Oil, yes, clear. I won't be refueling today, so like that. Cabin heat, no thank you. or just a bit, and that is defroster. That should be off. I'll just put some air here. Cabin vent. That's fine. Let's verify that. Okay, I'm turning something. Yeah, that's that one. Need that. Then rudder trim should be neutral, and this should be neutral. Elevator trim neutral as well. Or actually, to forward. Now, sync the direction of gyro. It reads 22.
Aircraft calling, barely readable.
Okay.
So am I missing something, or is there no wind reported in the Canyonlands meter?
Well, looks like it. It was the case when I was reviewing the weather. And there is also no wind reported in the Telluride. Well, now at Telluride there is a wind finally, but then there is no wind. Yeah.
Still no wind. Okay, strange.
Yeah, I will use runway 21 anyway because kind of would need to taxi all the way otherwise. But it is strange, yes.
Okay.
Alright, so we have our navlog ready there. There it is. 150, we'll see, maybe. Yeah, let's see like that. Okay, we have some citation going on. I will have a map here just for taxiing on the airport, but should not be needed anyway.
Canyonlands Regional traffic, November 36 Foxtrot is a type direct cardiac on apron Foxtrot, taxiing to runway 21, Canyonlands.
Canyonlands traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie Piper Comanche on the apron, taxiing for runway 21, Canyonlands. Okay, so there was another one taxiing. There it is, so let's just keep ahead. And I'll just use this intersection here.
Canyonland traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima on the apron, taxiing the runway 21 behind the Kodiak, Canyonland.
So let's stand here. We have oil temperature in green, so let's just do it. Okay, that's 2000. Just tune the mixture a little bit, like so. Right, let's test the magnetos. Right, 100 drop, good. Left, also good. Let's go back. Cycle the prop. Get some oil in there. Those vents are really troublesome. Now let's go to 1500 and verify the carb heat is working. Yes, we have a drop and back. Flight control surfaces. Yeah, all free and correct. All right. idle working. And if we can go. So we have a fuel pump, we have a landing lights, strobe lights, and we go. Canyonlands traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, Piper Comanche entering runway 21, taking off, right crosswind departure, Canyonlands. We're squawking 1200. That's good.
Canyonlands traffic, Charlie Bravo, departing west, Canyonlands.
No flaps. Full power. We have airspeed. Engine indicators in the green.
Canyonlands traffic, November 91 Papa
Brakes.
Charlie, is Papa Comanche on the apron, taxiing to runway 21, Canyonlands.
Turn off the gear. What I didn't do was to set the altimeter. But it's almost correct, so anyway.
Canyonlands traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, departing runway 21, right crosswind departure. Canyonlands.
Climbing the 6,100 at least. Okay, landing lights off, fuel pump off. And there we go. Canyonlands traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, 2 miles west of the field at 6,500, climbing 7,000 for now. We'll be overflying the field, Canyonlands.
Canyonlands traffic, Comanche 6529 Lima, departing runway 21, right crosswind departure, Canyonlands.
Canyonlands traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, turning right crosswind, runway 21, Canyonlands.
Okay, let's start the timer. Canyonlands traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie over the field at 7,000 feet, continuing east, final call, Canyonlands.
Canyonlands traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot on right crosswind, runway 21, 6,200, climbing 9,500, departing to the west, and we'll come back to overfly the field at 9,500, Canyonlands.
Yankee Romeo Sir Charlie Bravo, do you have a destination or direction of flight as well as an altitude you want to cruise at?
Destination is Telluride and Coolidge will be
Yankee Romeo, Sierra Charlie Bravo, radar contact 60 miles southwest of Grand Junction. I got the destination of Telluride. What was the altitude?
Altitude 10,000 feet.
And Yankee Romeo, Sierra Charlie Bravo, thanks. Grand Junction altimeter is 29902. Maintain VFR at Palace discretion.
Altimeter 299.
Joga 1543, Denver Center, roger. Southwest 4425, Albuquerque offline, radio services terminated, frequency change approved. And from Albuquerque offline, radio services terminated, frequency change approved. For 571 Tango Bravo, contact Denver approach 120.35.
So it's probably gonna be impossible to actually see anything in here. Let's see. It's probably futile. But you're only flying 3.6, so let's fly 109. We'll see what that will lead. Need to be more familiar. Well, there is an arch, so hard to say if that's the first one or the second one, to be honest. Probably the second one.
Yeah, Thomas, I think it lets me file a flight plan.
If there was someone trying to call Denver Center, your microphone has no activity, all static. Sure, I hear you now, 555. How do you read me? Okay.
Right, that looks almost the same as the arch I took a photo before. One day 139er.
So Thomas, would you hear me on Unicom if I'm more than 30 miles away?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay, yeah. I'm going to fly from an airport slightly close by, 20 miles shorter than where you are.
Number 620 Denver Center.
I think it's a place called Monticello, and hopefully I'll join you at Hopkins.
Number 620, Minneapolis Center offline, radar service is terminated, frequency change approved. Delta 2087, Salt Lake offline, radar service is terminated, frequency change approved.
How are you, Tom? Delta 2087 today.
JetBlue 1543, Minneapolis Center offline, radar service is terminated, frequency change approved.
Now we go for the mountain, so I guess there is the pause.
And Papa Hotel 275 Alpha Uniform, Denver Center's closing here, but Kansas is also offline, radar service is terminated, frequency change approved.
Papa Hotel Delta 5, go to Unicom 122.8. 88, good evening.
And Yankee Romeo Sierra Charlie Bravo Denver Center here is going to close. So radar services terminated, squawk VFR, frequency change approved. Whoever's calling Denver Center, you can switch to advisory.
Well, closing after 45 minutes. That's strange.
Maybe it was stressful.
Yeah, we saw too many planes. It's really strange. You usually see like controllers in Europe being able to handle much more traffic than in the US. I don't know why that is.
Denser airspace, busier, maybe.
Well, I actually think that the European airspace is much denser, but
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, that's what I meant. The European one is denser. I think I had the controller in Europe log off after half an hour because there were aircraft not responding and not following instructions, so just got frustrated and left.
That I can understand.
Yeah.
The UK is brutal. Gatwick and that London area.
Try Central Europe in the evening, you will be sitting on the ground half an hour trying to get a word in.
Yeah, but still, I don't think that. I don't know why this one was like ending. Was not even in time to request the flight following, but it would make no sense anyway. So.
well, I think it's pretty early in the
Yeah,
US.
yeah. The thing is that you know, he was online like for 45 minutes, so I don't know what that was about. I would say that normally when if I were a controller, then I would never log in for less than like 2 hours.
Who knows, maybe emergency.
Yeah, maybe. But I've seen that multiple times here in the US. That they just log in for 30 minutes or so. Which is really. But yeah, maybe he got scared of so many VFR traffic.
Yeah.
But we didn't plan it on him, you know. We had it planned beforehand.
Maybe we have like a reputation already and they just run when they
Yeah,
see us.
maybe. Might be.
But that's
Yeah.
the bad reputation. Now it's seagulls.
It's me, you know, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie. Oh no, that moron again.
Yes.
Run.
Okay, plane.
It's that one terrorist in this Comanche.
Yeah.
Run for it.
Yeah, not that idiot again.
Fiber boys.
I had actually training for ground control, but I feel one never had time to. But it's fun if you want to apply to your local VATS. You learn a lot if you control.
Yeah, you'll learn that too many people are idiots, right?
Don't need to wet them to know that.
I'm kidding.
But yeah, that the exam they just closed. Like,
I can act like an idiot, no problem. So
Like I know this one idiot, he stares at me every morning in the bathroom mirror.
Oh, I know that one too.
Unbelievable. Just creepily stares, unblinking.
I have the same idiot.
Me too, me too. By the way, one of you requested 10,500 of altitude. What was it?
I think it's me.
Yeah, just remember, you're flying east, so it should be odd 1000.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was confused.
Yeah.
I think I'm the only one that flight following you.
But,
So,
yeah, but he did not correct you anyway, so...
I didn't care.
No, he didn't.
Whatever.
No, that's alright, you know. If that 10,500 is less than 3,000 AGL, then you're fine.
Don't think so, but yeah.
Right. I believe I'm hitting the right mountain pass. Hopefully, we'll see afterwards.
Are we planning any Europe flights as well, or not really?
You're free to plan something, but I will be doing US flights.
Okay.
The thing is that the training is FAA based, or will be FAA based, and this serves as kind of a part of that training.
All right.
But yeah, if there is like a wish or like interest or something, then we can definitely do some Europe flights as well. But I will need to, you know, study a little bit more for it because I don't know regulations for all EASA countries.
Okay.
But for now, I don't know if you noticed, but we are basically continuing from where we left off. And this is kind of the theme of this, but good point. Alright, time-wise, it should have taken me about... is this the pass? Let's review the map quickly. I don't think so. I think the pass should actually be a little bit more... Let's try to change it. I think that it's here behind the mountains. And if not, then just get my bearing afterwards. So let's make a turn here. This will review some mountains here because it's nice. Some updrafts, and feel them as much as it's possible to feel anything in the simulator. Actually, it was the pass. Now I'm heading for this one. Just try to correct. Just go back a little bit. Just alter the course slightly. Now I haven't named the fixes, so try to review. 1, 2, 3. That was the third fix. 1, 2, 3. That was the third. So now it should be. Let's just do this. That'd be better there. And now I should fly 112. So not 112, but a little bit more. So 112 would be there, and I want to fly a little bit more to the left. So let's say 90. I'll reset the timer, and we'll see what comes. I'll try to recognize some land features to get my bearings. Okay, let's climb back to 11,500. It should take around 7.5 minutes. And then the bearing will be this town and the land feature. This might be the land feature, but let's not jump ahead. In general, there is a flat area that I should fly across, and I believe that's this one. I don't see any flat area here or there, so I'm just gonna fly there, and should be the right one. Okay. Now, when the aircraft is a little bit steady, I will try to sync my gyro. Yeah, it's just, I believe, a little bit like there. It's better. Oh, I touched my trim by mistake. Alright, I believe I'm back at my bearings. This is the flat area I was speaking about. We have one ridge which is there, second ridge which is there, and maybe I should be able to see some water. There it is. So we are on a correct path. I like what they did with the snow, that now it looks much better. Or maybe I don't have the update where they actually did anything yet, but still it looks good. Okay, 11,500, I'll just bring back up power a little bit. What about the fuel? Let's switch tanks. So, left one up, right one off. Everything working fine. And a nice steady cruise. Coming all the way to those mountains. It seems far, but yeah.
I'm looking at the map and I like how 2 of the mountains are named and the last one is just the South Mountain.
Yeah.
So many, you eventually run out of names.
You know, if you look at the names of the cities, you know, there are like million or like thousands of cities. I'm exaggerating, of course. Just named, you know, New London, New Amsterdam, New whatever, or they even omit the word new and just name it the same. So imagination zero.
Yeah, we were to Berlin once, I think, a year ago.
Yes.
A way smaller version of Berlin and cleaner, but
It was in Massachusetts.
yeah.
Where we started.
There's a mountain just nearby, and I believe someone just ran out of names and just named it the High Box. I'm not joking.
How?
The High Box.
High box. Okay.
Yeah.
Not even peak, but box.
Yeah, because it looks boxy, I guess. And it was getting late, so he just, yeah, it's the High Box, period.
It's just lazy.
Yeah. We also have a High Orb. Looks kind of round, grassy. Close enough.
Interesting. Alright, so where exactly? After the ridge, there should be a road. What about it? Do we have any road? Maybe I should be flying that 112 now, since I'm there. Afterwards, yeah, we have sort of a little bit. So what about this bedrock? Can we see bedrock? Not really. I hope that I'm not suffering from expectation bias here. Do I aim for a like little hill in front of me? Maybe yes. It should have taken me 7.5 minutes, which is already past. But I may be going slower. Actually not going slower, I think. Well, I will just keep the timer on and use the combined value. We'll try to reference it. So from there I should be flying 111, so that's virtually the same. There is a river going left. Could it be this one? I don't think so. It's like 3 nautical miles off. Well, I guess we'll see, won't we? At least the big mountains are in front of me, so that's good. There is some area where people have some fields, agricultural. Could it be Uravan? Just keep straight. look at it, there is a slight depression following my path. Can I identify slight depression? This San Miguel River, probably. But I'm not completely sure. Mountains in the distance, something in front of me. I said that flying here I should see this ridge kind of equidistant, but not really. It's already there, so it should come closer a bit. But there is an airfield. Would I be already here at Hopkins? No. Could it be possible? Well, I started sooner, and Hopkins is 7.
Now Telluride has a wind report.
13, 14 minutes, 14 minutes, so it could be it, actually. It could be Hopkins already.
What does it say?
I think it's gonna be Hopkins already.
8 knots at 280.
Roger.
Number is, I believe, 9 or something. Okay, let's think that it's 80, and you have 1139. So altogether we have 11.7. Now I should fly 118. The wind here is predicted to be from 219er, so from there. So my path will actually be slightly in that direction. And I should see soon, after 3 minutes, should see some pattern on the ground. That should be my last user fix. Then it's Telluride. Still following some kind of river. Or road. Not sure which valley it should be. Strongly believe it's gonna be that one. And I believe I start seeing the pattern here. Hopefully that's it. But it's too soon. Or maybe not, because it's kind of longish. Yeah, it's already started here. Another field should be there, but probably not really visible from up here. Already tune in the CTAV and we'll be monitoring the second one. Yes, now I'm kind of confident that I'm at the correct place. You can see these patterns start showing. When I reach this place, or at some point I should also be able to see the reservoir on my right, but I don't expect it sooner than after 6 minutes or so. And it's there. Isn't it too far? Let's see if there is any other water. I don't see any other water that it could be. Must be this reservoir. I'm just continuing straight ahead. And the pattern continues. Good. Yeah, it's quite turbulent here. Another water. Is it water? That one should be it. Time-wise, it's good. Continue within the valley there. And how do I know that I'm at exactly this spot? Okay, there is a lot of canyons here, and another water, which is not depicted. It cannot be this one. Could it be this one? No. So just okay. Let's say that I'm there. So 620, 6.3, and then just 6 minutes into there. So after 3 minutes I will be 8 miles out. So after 2 minutes I'll just make a call that I am 10 miles out. I'll take the weather. We have 270 at 6. That's rather new. Overcast, yeah, okay, 3001. I'll just already do that. 3001. Pattern altitude 10,000 and something. Stay high. Telluride Regional traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, Piper Comanche, about 10 miles west of the field at 1800. We'll be joining a left downwind runway 27, Telluride. use my OBS to point the runway. Let's see, we have 276. But since my directional gyro is not synchronized completely anyway, it's impossible to do in this kind of turbulence. And I believe I see the runway there, it should be it. So just give it a wide berth here. Telluride traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie Piper Comanche, will be crossing the extended center line of runway 27 approximately 6 miles from the departure end of the runway to the west at 1,500 feet. Telluride.
Telluride traffic, November 36 Foxtrot is a type Dark Kodiak about 10 miles to the west, 10,800 for a left downwind runway 27, Telluride.
Just descend to 11,000 for now. Where will I get it? I will probably fly there. I'll put my landing lights on, fuel pump on. Verify the fullest tank. If I can. Left, right. If left is slightly more according to the gauges or inconsequently so. Gonna be a very close traffic pattern, and I need to descend 1,000 feet more. Left bounce my throttle control forward. Preparation. Telluride traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie is at the left downwind runway 27 at 10,800 feet. Full stop landing, Telluride. Okay, I need to slow down, so just pull the power, pull back. 120, that's good.
Telluride traffic, Kodiak
Landing gear.
36 Foxtrot, entering
one.
a left downwind, runway 27 at 10,700, looking for the Comanche. Telluride traffic.
And let's descend. 100 knots, let's keep 100 knots. Second flaps. Let's do third flaps already, so I don't have time there. Telluride traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, turning left base runway 27, Telluride.
Telluride traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, downwind runway 27. We have the Comanche inside, number 2 for a full stop landing. Telluride.
Telluride traffic, November 91 Papa Charlie is Papa Comanche, 10 miles to the west of the airport. We'll join left downwind for runway 27 and currently at 11,500 feet. Telluride.
Telluride traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, final runway 27, full stop landing, Telluride. Well, that was not a good turn. Yeah, full flaps, yes. Carb heat on.
Telluride traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, turning left base, runway 27, Telluride. Telluride traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, turning final runway 27, full stop, Telluride.
Telluride traffic, Oscar Kilo Golf Papa Charlie, runway 27, vacated, Telluride. And now, where do I want to go? Terminal. Okay. Let's review what kind of parking the nav map says I can use. Oh yeah, there is some parking there, general aviation. So strobes, taxi, landing lights off. Yeah, clean the mixture. Good.
Telluride traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, backtracking runway 27, Telluride.
All right. 48 minutes flight time. Last station calling, that was just a static. Okay, let's open these.
Telluride traffic, Kodiak 36 Foxtrot, runway 27 vacated, Telluride.
I want to keep the radios on today. So I'll just keep that on. All right. Thank you very much for joining me on this stream. I wish you a nice rest of your day and hopefully see you next time when we are gonna fly out from this beautiful airport. Safe and happy flying.